Once again, thank you for joining us for our Level 1 First Year Orientation and Student Support Information session. I'm now going to hand over to our Registrar of Admission, Tialani Barnard, and her support team. In the chat, you will see a link placed shortly to view and contact the student support team during the registration period for further assistance, as well as a link to the student advisors. Tialani, the floor is all yours.
Thanks, Marika. Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's session. Thanks for joining us. The main aim of tonight's session is to basically talk about the orientation process happening next week, as well as the extra sessions scheduled for the certificate students. We're also going to look at the registration process, and I'm just going to give you a few tips and explain the process to make sure that everybody gets through the process before we start with classes on the 14th of February. So just a few things from my side. There was an SMS that went out this afternoon with regards to orientation booking. The first one was sent to the incorrect database. Sorry for that, but we did send a backup message after that just to confirm that the message was actually only meant for people who did not book the orientation session. So if you've booked the orientation session and you've received your RSVP, then everything is perfect and you don't have to worry about it. So that's on the orientation. Then if there were any payments made yesterday and today, we will only be able to process that tomorrow because we work with money in the bank that's received from our finance department. So we will process it the moment it reflects on our side. Then also important, a payment does not complete the process. I think it's very important to realize that the payment is just part of the process. We require information from the client/student to ensure that we've got the correct information, as it's our responsibility to send that information to the Department of Education. So I know that there's frustration sometimes with the number of times we ask you for information, but it's just to make sure that the information is correct so that we've got the correct information that we send up. Then admission requirements. Just from my side, just one point that I want to make is that admission requirements at the open window is not set there to keep students out. The main aim of our admission requirements is to ensure that every student that applies with the open window and gets accepted is successful in their studies. And that's the reason why we've got admission requirements and why we have to follow protocol when it gets to that. So I'm going to hand over to Felicia. She's the student support manager. She's going to talk a little bit more about the orientation, starting dates, end dates, lunch breaks, exactly what you're going to discuss, COVID rules, all of that. And then after that, I'll take over again and I'll discuss the registration process with you all. Thank you. Thanks, Felicia.
Thanks, Tialani. Good evening, everyone. My name is Felicia Morgan, and I'm the Student Support Manager at the Open Window. Tonight, I'll be taking you through important aspects of the student administration and support welcome email that you've received once activating your virtual window email account. I'll also be advising you on how to book your orientation slot via the student portal, as well as what to expect during orientation week. So you'll first receive an email from our student administration team advising you on the steps to follow in order to set up your virtual window email account. Please ensure that your virtual window email account is accessible and actively in use at all times. As part of your welcome email, you would have received a link to booking your orientation slot on the student portal. Please note that it's only necessary to book for the day of your choice. Therefore, only one booking is required. Only students are required to attend the orientation. We can assure parents that the students will be safe and well cared for. Once you have booked your orientation slot, you will automatically receive a confirmation via email. This means we have successfully received your booking. If you've not yet booked, an SMS, like Tialani has said, has gone out today. So please follow the link and make your booking as soon as possible, as orientation starts next week. Orientation really is an exciting time for all involved, especially for the first year students. It's really a great platform to learn, engage, and meet new people. Therefore, I encourage you to really participate and have fun. Orientation will start at 8 a.m. and end at 4 p.m., so it is a full day. We have taken all COVID regulations into account and have ensured that the number of people at the event is regulated. Students do not need to bring anything except themselves. You can bring a notebook along if you'd like to jot down important information as well. First years will have the opportunity to meet their lecturers, which is really cool, as well as support staff and our SRC. You'll also receive important information regarding your subjects and the software that you'll be using. The SRC really has an exciting lineup for the students. It's really something both the SRC and staff look forward to each year. There will be a lunch break as well. So students are welcome to bring along a packed lunch, or you could buy something from the canteen that will be available. If you're driving yourself to the event, safe parking is available on campus. Additionally, each student will receive a welcome pack. The welcome pack will contain some really cool open window goodies, which I'm sure you'd really appreciate. So it is something to look forward to. Lastly, from my side, I'd just like to encourage you to explore the website for important resources. These resources are designed to inform and equip students during their time at Open Window. These will include the yearbook, important information about studying with us during COVID, as well as the academic calendar. There's also a section on student life and initiatives. We look forward to seeing you at orientation. Thanks, Telani.
Thanks, Felicia. I appreciate. I just want to address a question in the chat about if you have not received the link. So I think that's where the process that I'm going to explain to you guys comes in now. So it's very important to go through these steps in order to get to the orientation booking. The orientation link is the last step in this whole process. So if the steps before that is not completed, you will not receive your register or your orientation booking link. So the first thing that needs to happen is you need to pay your reg fee. So you've paid your 1,750 and then you've paid your 12,000. That means that you've paid your registration fee. It may be a loan, it may be a bursary. There's various options of actually doing the payment. We take all of that into consideration when we do the registration. So once you've made the payment, then it moves over where we actually send you a registration link with a subject confirmation link in that specific email. You have to complete the registration link as well as the subject confirmations. Yes, you do have the opportunity to change your subjects after you've attended orientation or during week 1 of that specific year. Of the specific term. So you will be able to change your subjects, but it's very important that we get that information to start off with. Once we've received that link completed, as well as the subject confirmation, we will send you a pro forma invoice. The pro forma invoice will display all the subjects that you've selected, as well as the subjects that you will have to take, which is compulsory. The pro forma invoice does not reflect payment. It only reflects your subjects to make sure that your subject collection is correct. After that, you will receive a registration agreement from the student admin department, as well as a confirmation email to say, now you're registered. In this confirmation email, you will have instructions on how to set up your virtual window account. Now, the virtual window account is a very important email account that you need to set up. It is normally studentnumber@virtualwindow.co.za. That is the account that we use to communicate with students. That's also the account where the welcome email with the orientation link is going to. So you have to then set up that email account. Then after the setup, you will receive an email from Felicia and the student support department where we welcome you to the open window, as well as a few pointers on the yearbook, like she just mentioned, the website, COVID rules, all of that, as well as your orientation link where you can actually book your session then. In that specific email, there's also an explanation on how to activate your student portal access. Now, the open window uses the student portal as its main communication tool for proof of registrations, timetables, results, class attendance. That's all on that. The orientation link is also on that specific portal. So you need to be able to access the portal for you to book your link or to book your orientation session. So that's very important. So after that, and after you've booked your orientation session, then you completed your registration process, and we will see you in the orientation session. There will be emailers going out tomorrow, which is Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and in next week to remind students of the orientation, when it starts, when it ends, what they need to bring with, all of that. So you will be notified and reminded of the actual orientation session. I think that is all from my side on the registration process and how you get to the actual orientation link. Now, I know there's quite a few people that wants to know where am I in this registration process, and that is what Marika was mentioning earlier, is that the student advisors, as well as the email registration 2022 at openwindow.co.za, will give you that answer. The registration email is manned by the student admin department, and the sales advisors do have access to the information to explain to you exactly where you sit in the process. Currently, we've processed 90% of our first years. That's on the degree side. On the certificate, we're sitting at 75, so there's still a few registration links outstanding there. So we are working through it, and you will probably receive a phone call either tomorrow or Thursday if we haven't received your reg link, because we really want to complete everybody before we start Monday with the orientation program. Please do not stress. There's always extra orientations booked. For later in the month, basically, because we know there's people that's late registrations, there's people that's still sorting out their finances, there's always something. So we do accommodate that, and we will orientate you before you start your class on the 14th of February. So don't worry about that. But we are going to try to get everybody in before Monday. Obviously, you can still book on Monday for Wednesday, you can still book on Monday for Thursday or Friday. So there will be opportunity for you to do that. The certificate students will also attend next week, but we do have 2 extra sessions scheduled for the certificate students because of the late start date for them. They do not start on the 14th of Feb, they start a little bit later. So that gives us extra time for the certificate students to actually register. So that's on the orientation booking side. I think I've covered everything. I don't know if there's anything else, Marika, from your side that you want me to address. Felicia, from your side.
Felicia?
I'm all good on my side. Thanks, Tialani.
Marika?
Tialani, I think what's the frequently asked questions that we've been going through, if we could perhaps take the students through what to expect in those steps. So, for instance, once you have paid your 12,000 Rand, that the next step will be your subject confirmation. If that has been completed, what the next stage will be. Maybe if we can just walk them through it, then everyone has clarity on what to expect for
so what's going to happen is you will make the payment of 12,000 Rand. You will receive a registration link from the email studentadmin@openwindow.co.za. You need to complete that registration link as well as the subject confirmation link. Both those links sits in that specific email. Once you've completed that, then from our side, you will receive a pro forma invoice as well as a registration agreement, which you need to just acknowledge. You must complete the registration agreement via Adobe Sign. I know that there's problems with the signage of the registration agreement, and that's the reason why we will sort that out during orientation as well. So please don't stress about that, and that's also not keeping the process from being completed. So then you will receive the pro forma as well as the registration agreement. Then you'll get a welcome email to just explain to you how to activate your virtual window account. Once you've received that, you will get the welcome email from Felicia, which will contain your orientation link as well as how to access your portal. And that is basically the process. Then you book your session and your registration process is completed. Anna-Marie, you've got your hand up. Anna-Marie?
We'll circle back to Anna-Marie. Kia, I see you've raised a hand as well.
Hello, how are you?
Good to you.
Very well, and you?
Fine, thank you. I received my student code of conduct. I already signed that. I've signed everything, but I cannot find the link to book my slot for orientation. So I was wondering whether it was in an email that I've just missed it, whether I just if I get them asking.
No, it's fine, Kia. Felicia, if you want to take that one.
Okay. So Kia, it's in your welcome email. So in the subject, you'll see it will say welcome to your 2022 registration at the open window. If you've not received it, you can just pop a message in the chat and I'll take note of that.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll quickly get checked.
Thanks, Kia. I think I just want to add
Thank you.
that welcome email from Felicia is quite a long one. So I know it's probably going to take you a while to work through all that data, but it does break it up into sections and it explains to you exactly what happens where. So it will be in that same welcome email. I think one thing I just want to add is that I've seen a few questions on Canvas activations. So Canvas is our LMS system, which we use to actually teach. That's our academic system. And that will only be activated during the orientation sessions because we've got a lecturer that will explain to them exactly what happens in Canvas, what they need to do in Canvas, and that is where the activation will take place as well. Sorry,
Okay.
Sonia.
See Sonia.
Ekskuus. Ek moet graag vra die laaste e-mail mag ek maar Afrikaans praat as dit reg is.
Jy mag maar.
Jy mag.
Reg, baie dankie. Die laaste e-pos wat ek ontvang het was van Sylvia af en dit is die tekening op my registrasie agreement, maar daai papiere load glad nie. Dit sê altyd vir my thumbnail not available.
Okay.
En dit is al die laaste 3 dae so.
Okay, I take it you're not Sonia, but just to answer your question, yeah, we've got issues with Adobe Sign. It's the first year we've been using it, and we're trying to figure out what's going on there with regards to the issues we're receiving. But if you've experienced that, I think Sylvia, she's on these sessions as well. Just take note, Sylvia, and just please send through the PDF that you can sign, and then you can send it back without Adobe Sign. So for anybody that's been struggling with Adobe Sign, just please make Sylvia aware. We've set it up in PDF format so that you can fill it, and then you can just send it back to us.
Baie dankie.
Plezier.
Okay, we also have Jade Veloso who's asked, I have a problem with logging into my student account. It asks for verification, but I have no way of verifying. Do we know how to solve that?
Is it the student portal account or the virtual window account?
Jade, would you be able to confirm for us?
It is the virtual window account.
Okay, virtual window. I think what you need to do is just please send an email to it@openwindow.co.za and they will assist you on the virtual window activation.
Because I have emailed them yesterday, but they got back to me this morning.
What did they say?
And I did follow everything that they told me to, but it just doesn't work.
Okay.
So I keep saying that I need a verification code and I need everything, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right, I've written down your name. I will have a look on my side. It's probably just a reset. So let's just make sure everything is correct on our side, and then I will make sure that you get a confirmation email back from us. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay, we also have a question from Tegan Reed. The subjects on that he chose and the pro forma are not corresponding at the moment. Is this because one of the subjects he chose is a code requisite?
It can be. What is the subject that you selected?
Tegan, will you be able to confirm? I do also want to advise that if you do have similar issues, that you can pop your name in the chat, as well as where you feel that you need assistance in the process to complete your registration and orientation booking. We will export the chat at the end of the session and send it through to our student support team to start actioning requests throughout the next 3 days. Then also the session is recorded, so for reference to some of the questions that have already been going through, you will have access to the content after the session this evening. Anna-Marie, you had your hand raised. Is there a question?
So Marika, if I can just jump in, I saw Tegan's subject selection in the chat. Tegan, it's probably your film and television. There's a co-requisite on film and television, which is sound 100, and that's probably the reason why that was changed. You're welcome to email and to ask for it to be changed, but just take note that you need to take film and television and sound together. It's unfortunately not an option to split it. All right.
Okay, Renee, your hand raised.
Hi, thanks. This is an application for Hugo Schonborn. We are actually switching from the certificate course over to the 4-year degree in film and television. I've been working with Corbus, who's been extremely helpful, but we had actually got quite far down the line of all admin. We just need to now, for a new quote, unfortunately, we have to redo everything.
Yeah, so I saw your emails. I know that the email is sitting with Barbara. She's this admissions officer. She's the only one that can do the changes on any of the pro formas and the subject changes. So it's with her. She will process it and you'll probably have it by close of business tomorrow.
Excellent. Do you want me to pop that in the chat or is that in hand?
No, it's fine. We've got it in email. I'm aware of that one.
Thank you so much.
A pleasure. I just want to address the email, sorry, Marika, Marley Lawrence. On my timetable, I have days where I have classes on the exact same time, but one gives a class number and the other class is online. If that happens, do you just decide whether you want to go in or online? So I think what's important, and this will be explained to you guys in orientation, we're running on like a almost 14-day cycle, but we call it cycle A and cycle B. So some of your subjects, for example, there's on the Open Window website, there's a COVID, studying with COVID, I think is the topic, where it explains to you exactly which subjects actually takes place on campus, which subjects are 100% online, and which subjects is the hybrid model of 1 week on campus, 1 week online. So that's what you're referring to, Madly, is that this subject, 1 week you're going to have that specific subject online, and the next week you're going to have it on campus. There's certain subjects that will be on campus in both cycle A and cycle B, but that specific one, I'm not sure which subject you're referring to, will be on campus 1 week and online the next week. So you can't choose. That's the way it's been set up. Okay, any other question? All good. So you're welcome to put your name and your question in the chat. We'll export and we'll address it, like we said, tomorrow as well. From my side, I can say that I'm positive about the intake. We've done quite a lot at this stage, but like I've said, this dark circles and my team members is because we don't sleep. So we will have it processed before classes start, as well as trying to get everybody in before orientation. So that's from my side. Thanks, Marika.
Okay, if we don't have any other questions in the chat at this point, I would just like to reiterate important dates that you can still come through to campus to chat with either your student advisor. Sorry, Andre. We will provide a couple of more opportunities for you to come through to campus and chat with the lecturers, the student support team, as well as your student advisors before commencement of classes. The next date of importance is this coming Saturday from 9 o'clock up until 2 o'clock will be a final opportunity to join us for Open Day. This is an amazing opportunity to come and chat with your lecturers in person, to come and see some of the work that previous students have done at our university and what the next steps are for you to join your academic journey with the Open Window. The next date of importance will be another info session that will be facilitated during next week. This will also focus on late registration students that have only entered the process right now in January, and this will take place on the 3rd of February, same time slot and the same platforms from 6 o'clock until 7 o'clock. And then our final date, I believe that is very important, obviously, is our orientation starting next week, Monday, from the 31st up until Friday the 4th on our degree and certificate plus students. Our certificate students, your orientation dates do commence slightly later. We will make sure to remind you of when those dates start as well. And just to make sure, for one final chance, is there any other questions you would like us to address this evening? Further clarity that you require to make sure that you can start your classes with us as soon as possible. Anika, I see you've raised a hand. How can we help?
I just want to ask for the orientation day, I don't know if it was said specifically, is there anything we have to bring?
Felicia?
Hi, Annika. So just yourself. If you'd like to have your device set up, you can bring it along as well, but it's just yourself and a notebook. It's fine.
All right, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Marika, I can just address two questions that I've seen in the chat. It's with regards to timetables. Marina Duplessis, you asked, will the model for online change back to on campus after COVID restrictions lifted? So I think what's important from the whole COVID scenario is that we've learned a lot about certain subjects really working online, and then just having that on campus sessions with the lecturers as well. So we will look at returning most of our subjects to campus, but there will always be an online component going forward within the open window. There's just certain things that really, really worked well, and that gave us more opportunity to interact with the students. It also gives us more opportunity, sorry about that. It also gives us more opportunity to actually spend more time with the students instead of only the on-campus time. Now we can book actual online time as well, where we can spend more time with the student. Thanks.
Okay, does that answer your question, Anika?
Sorry to ask again. I just wanted to ask for the online lectures. I'm not sure if this is exactly the case, but are we allowed to, for example, say we have one lesson on campus and then on the same day we have one online? Are we allowed to stay on campus and just sit in the library for our online lesson?
Yeah, you are allowed. We've got pods on campus where you can sit. We've got the library, we've got the cafeteria area, we've got outside areas. So yes, you can, and you can use the Wi-Fi on campus. So you're more than welcome to do that.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay.
I see Christian Kratz asked this question. The photo for our new student card, will we need to upload an ID photo? Was any photo with our face on acceptable?
Hi, Christian. So any photo is acceptable. Obviously, needs to be appropriate, but you can just send through a selfie or a portrait. Should be fine. Thank you.
Annika, to answer your question regarding who will be available at the open day. So the open day will facilitate one equipment provider being a camera provider. This is a company called Premium Branding that is external from the open window, but is a referred contact. We will also have ABSA, Standard Bank available on campus to still assist with financial planning and guidance in the form of a student loan, as well as your student support and student advisor team to help you through the registration process. Does that answer your question? Okay, Luca van der Westhuizen has asked, who do we send the student card photo to? Felicia, would you mind assisting with that?
So in your welcome email, there is a link in which you can upload it to. We'll receive it automatically on our side.
Yeah, so it's uploaded via the student portal. Again, very important, your student portal needs to be active, and you need to have access to book your link for orientation, as well as upload your student card photo. Then just Megan Creer, on the camp, we used to have a camp, we postponed it because of COVID. That's the main reason. We are planning and we are looking at maybe having a camp later in the year. We're just checking out what's going on with the COVID situation, because we don't want to put our students at risk as well. So that is the main reason for that.
Yes, I think something to note in orientation is that we also provide opportunities for you to interact with fellow classmates. So that will be a good opportunity to start meeting people in the same fields as you on campus.
Yes, and we will have welcome, maybe I should not say this with parents there, but we will have a welcome party for our first years, as well as for all our students. And the open window is big enough but small enough to interact with everybody on every level. So it's a big family which you will be joining, and there's no every level is friends, if I can call it that. It's not if you level one, you level one, and you don't chat to level three. Everybody in the open window talks to one another because they collaborate on work. That's what the environment that you guys find yourself lend itself to. So yeah, you will have your welcome party, and you will have a welcome party with the rest of the student body as well.
Felicia, we had a question regarding open window clubs and where do they find out which ones are available to join for the 2022 academic year?
Thanks, Marika. So you can access information about the clubs on our website. We will go into more detail about the clubs that are available during orientation as well.
The open window clubs that are available will definitely be showcased on campus. There are usually places around campus where they will put up posters when they are activated. In your open window guide, when you meet with your student advisor, you will also see that first year students do have an opportunity, if there is enough requests, to start a club of their own. And if it performs well enough, it's something that might stick through with the open window for years after you have maybe graduated with us. So we definitely look forward to joining a lot of the open window clubs on site. And there are also various events hosted throughout the year where you can interact and collaborate with students on the campus, as well as other universities that join us for some of those events. So there's still a lot of opportunity to meet new people. Okay, any other questions? Right. Unless there's anything else you would like to add, Tielani, Felicia, I believe that we can sign off for the evening.
I'm all good from my side. Thank you very much for everybody joining, and please feel free to send emails to ask questions. We've got people on standby to answer all those emails. Thanks.
Felicia, anything from your side?
From my side, just to get those orientation bookings in, and yeah, I'm really excited to meet you guys next week. So thanks so much, guys.
Yes, I believe all of us are extremely excited to welcome you officially to the open window. It's been a year-long journey. I think just before we sign off, I see there's one more hand raised, Tielani, if we can just get to Praise Ujumu. Praise, how can we assist?
Okay, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me. All right, so I just wanted to ask that I submitted my application for a visa recently, but I don't know how long it's going to take. So I wanted to find out if the school could or are involved in helping to fast track the process of the application, just to be able to meet up with resumption.
So, Price, from my side, did you get the proof of registration, the provisional proof of reg from us to submit with your visa application?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, did they give you a time frame on their side?
Yes, the time frame was quite longer.
Okay.
And they were saying about 2 to 3 months or thereabout.
Are you in South Africa?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the most important thing is that you can start. We've got 3 months to complete registration, and that allows us to complete like USAF applications, SAQA applications, visa applications. So please don't stress about that. Unfortunately, I can't do anything to fast track it, but we will give you a time frame for you to be able to complete that and not kick you out of the program or out of the system.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Your student advisor, Quibus, has made a note as well for our administration manager regarding your visa application still being in process.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
I said your student advisor has made a note for the administration manager that your visa is still in process.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Again, we will make sure to send a copy of the recording to all the attendees that came through this evening if you want to make reference of anything we covered during our discussion, and then also copy export of the chat for the frequently asked questions and answers that were provided in that section. For the rest of the evening, we would just like to say thank you again for taking the time to join us. We understand that it's past 6. But it's very important for us to make sure that there's clarity around how you can start your journey with us at the open window. From the rest of us at the university, we'd kind of like to say have a fantastic evening, and you can start signing off.
Thank you, Marika. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Thank you, Tialani.
Thank you.